so you can actually see some of the videos. I'm going to flip the camera. So here I am, and right now I'm working on a stitch, Lilo and Stitch, and so he's not finished yet. Of course, as you can see, his eyes aren't done, his teeth aren't finished yet, but pretty much he's getting there. So this is all out of masticate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be working on this while I'm showing you some of the videos of stuff that we worked on, a couple days ago. Now, I don't know why my camera's so foggy, but I think it's because all lenses have been covered with oil from all the times I'm working on this car. But for the most part, though, I'm going to let you watch some of the videos and just going to hear some of our step-by-step. So as you're doing that, I'm going to flip back and forth every so often and let you know how things are going. So just want to say, thank you so much for being here, all of you who are here. It's a live chat, so please feel free to talk and talk to me about this and let me know how you're doing. But for the most part, I'm going to flip the camera and you're going to see some of the cool stuff as we're working on it, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So pretty much, first and foremost, here's the video. One of the videos I was working on. I'm going to crank the volume on this sucker so that way you can hear it really clearly. And here we go. And here we go. Hello everybody, this is Greg. Today's Friday. Here's my sweet wife Amy. Hey Amy. Hey. How you doing? Today our car messed up again. So we were on our way to go to Brooklyn to go visit one of the churches that we go to. And what happened was we started having the car start to overheat again. So we have we had a situation where we have not one problem. We have actually a two gremlin problem today. We have one gremlin and we have another gremlin. So this is our two gremlin problem today. So we have a hot and cold gremlin issue. So an ice gremlin and we have a heat gremlin. So what happens is that in the wintertime we had the thing with that our coolant was messed up, not the coolant, but the water pump was messed up, and we had to kind of repair and do all the coolant stuff. So what happens in this time, we're actually going to go ahead and replace our radiator. So that's going to be fun. We watched a couple videos on YouTube how to do it, and pretty much, I think I got the idea basically. So my sweet wife and I were going to go ahead and go and replace the radiator. So,
yes, to go in with auto zone.
Yeah, go to Van's Auto Parts. So we're going to go there
yeah.
and pretty much take you on a journey. So here we go.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, so that's my first one, and pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip the camera back so you can see me, and that way I'm here, and so I added the teeth to him, and so I'm going to fix him up so better, because right now he's kind of hideous, but don't worry, by the end of the night he's going to be really cool. So I'm going to flip the camera to the next video, and, oh goodness, hold on. So the next video is Amy and I riding the bus together, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of take it back a notch. And I'm going to flip it over. And so this is kind of cool because I just want to kind of do something different today and, just a little different and just talk to you and kind of entertain you some as I'm doing this while I'm working on a stitch and just kind of flipping the video. So I'm going to flip the video back now. And here you go. You're going to see that. So here's Amy and I. And I'm going to go ahead and press the play button. So here we are. And I'm riding the bus because, our car is kind of messed up.
The bus.
And so what happens is that we're going to go get our car fixed. And so getting the parts. We're hoping that's the only part that's broken. You know how it is, right? I got like white beard. So the only part that's broken is hopefully it's that one. And we're hoping it's not just anything more. So yeah, we're in the city bus. Alright, ready, so that's us riding the city bus, and so pretty much what happened there is just pretty much on our way to the Advanced Auto Parts store. And let's see what else we have. We've got a chance to go there. Let's go to the next one. The next one is it's going to jump automatically to the next one. So here we are. Okay, 3 minutes left. Auto Parts store, and pretty much here gonna go get some auto parts things at the auto parts store. Yeah. All right, so next one. So here you have it. We got radiator. So we got the radiator. We went and got the radiator, and this is the radiator that we got for our car, and that's is Arctic 11 gremlin, because I have a 2 gremlin day, like I was saying before, 2 gremlins. Here at the auto parts store. Yeah. Yes, we went to Advanced Auto Parts store, and they did a really good job. I'm very grateful for them and their helpfulness, and but I also got the coolant from them as well too. It was on sale, my friends. It was on sale. So yeah, so pretty much, I'm happy to have gotten this for not too expensive price. But pretty much, yeah, we're going to be working on this thing today. And so I had to get extra coolant, because you know what happens, you can't... See, this is the coolant I got, right? I used this one. This one actually was green and ready to use. And I'm not sure if I should have used this coolant, because what happened afterward is when I started noticing the sludge, because before this, right, we had an overheating problem. So then when I had this one here, I added this one, and I put my other one in there too, and that kind of poses a problem too. So what I mean that is, then I started noticing the brown sludgy stuff the next day, but that was on Sunday. So they got the car working I went to do the work, and it just was very much. Put the engine with no coolant. I have to get some distilled water too while we're here. Anyway, so that's that. We're waiting for the bus right now because then when we get back, it's the bus. Yeah, you got to go car repair with your own stuff. That's what we have to do. All right, so yeah. There's like a slight delay. I see there's actually a slight delay in the performance, and just the way that it just plays out. So when you see something, it takes a second or two. So yeah, pretty much just here, just chilling in my gremlins. I'm just every day you solve another problem, and usually on a Friday, by the way, that you have to solve another gremlin problem. So here we have the going to work, and my gremlin's just kind of sitting here by the auto parts store waiting for the bus, which just passed because the bus passed because we're kind of waiting to get a little something, a little snack from the store. All right, so here we are. I'm just waiting with the stuff. Me and Emma doing something. Yeah, so I kind of like moved my camera just a little bit here. All right, so you can position it again so you can see it. Yeah, I had to move it just a little bit, just to make it bigger. Because what happened, I have this little thing on the back of my phone, right? And it's like, oh, okay, good. That's pretty good. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just make it just a little bit. Go to the next one. All right. So then what we did was that we got all the stuff in the car. We got pretty much we got the radiator and the coolant.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna go inside. We didn't get the hoses yet, but I think we might not need the hose, but we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. Nonetheless, the situation is gonna do this thing, and it's gonna be messy. So let you know how it goes. So yeah, love you. All right, bye. Love you. I love you.
I love you.
Well, I love my supporters too. Okay, we'll see you soon. All right, bye. Thanks, Amy. Okay, so that's like a movie 6. So I'm not sure exactly what happens after this one. So I'm gonna like flip the camera back to me. I think it's like it continues on, but for the most part, though, let's go ahead and see. I think this is where I start looking into the. Car is yet again messed up. Yes. And so what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the cool details about how I fixed this car. So what we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be working on replacing the radiator. But before I get to do the whole radiator thing, I just got to make sure I let you know that this is one of those days where you're just like. Whenever this car breaks down, it's always on a Friday. Okay, every Friday. It's been the water pump. It was the spark plug. It was one day it was a Sunday, but for the most part, though, every other day was the majority of last 3, fixing the oil change, the spark plug, and now the radiator is all on a Friday. Why? That the Friday day when we go driving, the car's going to do. You know how kids want to go to school? Pitch a fit. That's what happens. I don't want to go to school. I don't know that. I'm sick. I got the bugs. I got worms. Anyway, so that's what the car is saying, because it knows today's the day when I'm supposed to go to work. So, here we go. I'm going to sit this up. Actually, I have my daughter Abby with me here. Say hi, Abby. All right, cool. So she's going to help me fix this car. All right, talk to you in a minute. Bye-bye. So what have we learned so far? We've learned that pretty much I was trying my best to fix this car. And I go into a lot more details after that, but for the most part, though, I'm here trying to just make a stitch and get that completed. I did a paint on him, and so, he's starting to look it, but I mean, as for his teeth, because the thing was like trying to put his teeth inside, kind of get his little mouth in there with his teeth, and that's pretty intense. Because I have to fix up just to make sure it's so nice and even. All right, I'm gonna have to just do a little bit better with that. But as you can see, it's starting to get like really kind of Yeah, he's a scary looking gremlin looking thing. Yeah, but so probably wonder where my gremlins are. My gremlins are over there. They're all taking a break, from damaging the car. They're having a party or something. But for the most part, that was like, for me, I'm just trying to figure out what's next in my life. Because as you can see, I'm just constantly trying to fix this car. So I'm going to flip to the next one. I'm going to see what's up with that. And let's see. This one is going to be like 5 minutes. So let me see if I can just flip it over and let you see it. This is the work I'm about to do. And I'm just going to flip it and you can see it. Okay, I'm going to turn it on. This is the battery. Alright. The battery goes out. So what I did right here, I'm disconnecting the battery because I said, you know what, if I'm going to work on this stuff, let me make sure I disconnect the battery. This was the full one. This is actually the one where I'm working on removing the entire radiator system. So based on what I saw on the video, I had to take apart the radiator and go ahead and do that. Take apart the radiator from the source of the power source from the battery, and then so I disconnected because you're going to be working on fans as well as working on a bunch of other things. So that's something there that you have to kind of just be mindful of. So let me just go ahead and fast forward because, it's pretty much me just kind of struggling. So I'm going to fast forward that a little bit so you can see. This is me disconnecting the battery. This is me unplugging that, and that was really cool. I just enjoyed it all. It was a lot of fun. Then I start on with the removing the air filter. All right, so the air filter there to get the right parts. It's a 10 millimeter. 13. 13 for the smaller ones, or bigger ones, 10 for the. So anyway, yeah. So I'm looking for the right part. Let me go and fast forward. Okay. Go there. I sent my daughter to go get something, like to go get her stuff, her supplies. It's gonna be a long day. The kids are very disappointed not being able to go to their thing. They were gonna go do like a medieval time thing, and they were just really, really upset that it didn't work out like they planned. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? Who wouldn't be upset, you know? Alright, so I'm going to fast forward just a little bit to kind of give you guys a heads up so you can see where it is. This is like repairing what I'm doing is removing the screws from the radiator, not the radiator, but the air filter to get those out there so I can actually get working on the car. Alright, that's almost the end of that. You guys know? Okay. Okay, so in the video, right, you gotta kind of walk me through a couple of things. I mean, it's like, I don't think there's not much to it, but I think there is much to it, and so I just gotta need your help. So this is the first one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip over to next. This here was the next part, having to remove all the little fasteners and stuff in front of it. So I'm gonna fast forward to that too, so you can actually see me go through this. So here's this. This is the fast forward of the fasteners. You have that where I have to remove all the. There's 3 fasteners in the front, right? 3 dots in the front. You gotta take those out. When you look at it from here, you have to remove all the ones that are connected, so you can get the lip off, and also get the shield. There's like a plastic shield, and each one of them has a screw you have to remove. Then you have you remove this entire bar. So let me gonna fast forward a little bit so you can see that. So this is here removing the screws for that one, and you better make sure you put your screws back where you can find them. Otherwise, you're gonna be missing a screw. All right. When I was working on the other one, the car repair for the radiator, but the what do you call it? Oil change. Spark plugs. When I was removing the spark plugs, what happened was that you had to actually make sure that the spark plug stuff that you keep it in contact because there's a lot of moving parts in there. So this is me removing the air filter, right? Getting that sucker out the way. Had to unplug it on the bottom as well. We're in a busy street. There. So you got the air filter part out. Got that jammy out the way. And then I got the other part, the secondary part. So this is kind of like the distributor of sorts for the air. The next one you have for that is the air filter system itself, which is down there. You got to move that also because it's connected to the the base. So I had to take off my rings because my rings were like cutting through all my plastic. Every time I put gloves on, it would cut through. So I had to kind of go through and take it out. So I did that. Next, you have as you're going through, you have this thing where I got to remove the entire bar. So that's something there. So let me just go ahead and just make sure you can see that. And fast forward a little bit there, kind of speed up. And this is me. In the front of the car is the hood winch, I guess, and the hood latch, and that where you disconnect that. That right here, this area here, you disconnect that so that you can actually get under it as well. You have to get all these pieces out in order for you to actually do the pieces right. So when you get that out of the way and this right, you're able to just be able to get more space to work with. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna show you, speed it up, and let you see how that goes. All right, there's that, and then that part comes out. Next is the next part with, yes, the bar. So I'm going to show you this, the bar being removed, because I've gotten all the screws out for the bar. Maybe you want to, some people like to see that, so I'm just going to go back a little bit here. Okay, so I took out all the parts, yeah, and then here comes the bar part, all right? Yes, so that part is now removed. Put it on the ground. It was not really a great place to put it, but I realized that now. But that was my daughter. She was sanding a gear for some reason, and anyway, so there's everything there. Able to get into the engine parts. You gotta see this up close. You have to see this. See this over there. Okay, pause for a second. Okay, I'm gonna show you another close-up view of the inside of the car. It goes like this. I'm gonna show you that. So here's the inside of the car. See, if you look right here, you can actually see some of the red. This was like right here on the part of the car. It's red. And I'm going to see if I can get closer. I didn't know if I moved it closer, but we'll see. Let's see how we missed that 10 minutes now. I have my transmission lines, I have my radiator, and I have fluid inside of this. Yeah, I was listening to a guy talking as I was watching the video, so it's kind of like listening to him do this as I'm working on the video myself, you know. So I'm gonna fast forward, just kind of skip all the parts so you can see like, the work I had to go through. I had to get it there to try and get free of the radiator hose. Radiator hose was connected really well. I had to really kind of pull that jammy off. And then it started getting darker, so we had to start setting up our cams to make sure I remember where it was, what I was going to be working at, and taking pieces off of. But for the most part, that was kind of one of the difficult things I had to kind of deal with. Let me see. I'm gonna fast forward. Getting the fan free was a big problem. There was parts I could not reach for the life of me, so that actually goes on for a while, just trying to get that piece out there. So this was trying to get free of this the right here at this area right here. You see this right here. This is the transmission hose, and when the transmission hose, and when I reattached it, I didn't put this little white thing here. I put it like here. I had gotten distracted, you know, a little bit when I was doing that, so I totally missed out on what I was trying to do. But then later I had to go back in again and reassemble it. So yeah, so it's pretty much this is the forward view of that, and I was finally able to get it out just by yanking it out, really. So I'm gonna skip to the next one. That's what I have so far. Right here, I'm stuck with these parts here, trying to get the fan housing off. Yeah. And I have to get the hoses off. Yeah, I had a hard time with the hoses. And this side I gotta remove. I also gotta clear the power cable that connects this thing, the fan to the power source. To this power source here. This power source again. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just switch up over. This power source right here connects the fan. And what connects the fan to the power, the battery to the fan. Power source right here I have to disconnect. Alright, let's just that. This got to be disconnected here. These wires have to come out from here because they're all connected to the. This also reminds me I got to change my batteries and my lights. All my lights got to be fixed up. Hoses, as you can see. There. Transmission in and out hose. Those hoses here are connected to right here. So I gotta make sure that I disconnect it lovely. So I have a screw. I have to unscrew. And of course they put it upside down because, you know, people just in it to win it, you know what I'm saying? So this part here is connected to that part. This part here I have to free also. Alright, so I'm just gonna get a try before it gets too dark. We're gonna move the whole thing and see how that goes. Okay. Alright, so next one. So the next one's gonna be 8 minutes. I'm gonna fast forward through this one and see. Alright, here's the fan coming up. This fan. That's the fan. Was dressed to get out. Okay. Okay. The fan is out. Whew. Man. See, look at this right here. Look at this thing. Come see this, girls. Come see what's inside here. This is just filthy. Really, really filthy. Come see how filthy. It's not like filthy dust. Yeah. cute. See, look, see? See that some stuff down there? Some rotten lines. Not sure what that thing is. Oh my god, this whole thing is rusty. All rusty red. I wonder if this thing is all messed up. Alright, so let's separate the condenser from the thing. And all the ones that are still connected. So the ones that are still connected. So you have this thing where it's like. Here's what we got. Okay, let's see if I can show you. We got the lower receiver hose, which I think a ton of water is going to come out when I go forward. That's this one. This is the lower receiver hose, right? I don't mess with this thing here, because that's the, it goes to the condenser. This here is the condenser. I didn't know a condenser existed until today, okay? I didn't know what the heck that was, but this is what it is. I learned what that is. This here, and this here, look at all the engine parts. So this whole thing is supposed to keep the engine cool. So yeah. I got this lunch, whatever it is that's holding it back. So I got this lunch here. This here is the pep stop, I call it, because I don't like the word. So what happens is that this is the, right there. Dismantled this one. I got dismantled this one. And after that, that's the 9/10 of it, you know? 9/10 of it all. Okay, so you have that. So you're looking down at the radiator from inside. Okay, so let's go and disconnect that one there. Chloe, I'm gonna need you to go in. Can you get in that on the dresser? There's a wrench, right? It has like a claw like that. Can you get it for me? The dresser, mom's dresser. Alright, so I'm just gonna go and fast forward a little bit there. This one is about 5 minutes, so let me just fast forward and see if we can go to some more parts. This part here, I had to get this part clear. That right there, I had to get it connected. Not to go into the compressor, but this hose right here. This hose right here, I had to get disconnected. Right there, I had to get that one free. And so, I did, you know, and I had to reattach it too later. Huh. Maybe it was that one. Did I ever plug that one back in? I gotta go and check. I think I did. That'd be a bummer if we spilled. No, I would have been spilling out a lot more than anything if that was the case, you know? Alright, let's go check the next video. Alright, this is where it gets dark and it's pretty much nighttime. This is, I'm not sure what that is. It's filling up the water. I'm catching all the water from all the different sources that are falling out of the car. Alright, so there's that. It's coming out of there and just catching it. Yeah, just catching the water as it comes out of the car. Drain out of the radiator. And also the transmission fluid. Hope I fix this and I fix it well. Alright, the next thing is a lot of water. All this oil, all this rust, some new oil. You know, and the thing was, like, I did so much work on this already. To just see that all the work that has to be done again. Oh my goodness. You see this? You see this, everybody? Alright, so I'm gonna skip to the next one. Okay, now, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to open this thing. I have to get this out. So hold the condensers there. Yeah, I struggled with that one for a while. And then finally I got it. And then the next part was actually putting it back together. That was another thing too. So finally I got that one free. Let's skip to the next one. This is me trying again, and I tried to get it free. So I could disconnect the radiator. And ladies and gentlemen, is that this is everything here. The only thing that has to come out is this. You see this right here? This is where I need that clamp that goes like this thing here. I squish it like this and it closes like that. It's like I needed like a vice grip. I needed like a vice grip to kind of reach in and snip it, not snip it, but to get the lower radiator hose clear. I'm not sure if you can actually see it here, but if I can put some light on it, right there. I'll see if it's fine light. That's down there is the radiator hose. Down there is the lower radiator hose. And if you see, I can fast forward. I had to get a clamp. My neighbor, he let me borrow one, and then was able to get it off, and no problem. Okay, so here we are. This is the last thing I need to do. See right there? This little clamp right there. this clamp right here, there's a little like squish that you have to squish to it. And what I did was that I was able to like squish on it with a vice grip and able to get it. It was like, kind of like I took it and I did one of these kind of things with it. I wonder if you could see my hand. I took it and I did one of these kind of things where I pinched it. Right, when I pinched it, I was able to get this part off of the car. I videotaped all my progress to let you see how it goes. To get this here and to get free of this the hose. Yes, so this hose here. Return hose. This is the upper return hose. This, yeah. And this kind of works the engine. So that right there, I had to get clear. Works the coolant. The transmission. Right. So this keeps the transmission functional and cool. What in the world is this? Why does it look like that? Oh my goodness, what is this thing? Kind of weird. I gotta wrap this all up, man. Because my electrical system's just kind of out there. Chunky. All right. So anyway, so long story short, I drained out the engine oil, the coolant, and as you can see, this is like it's nasty looking coolant, man. Nasty stuff. So coolant and antifreeze are inside. I coolant for that. Transmission fluid. And coolant. Yeah. Transmission fluid now. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a second. Let me see if I could just kind of go forward. This here, I finally get the thing part off, right? But not yet. Okay, let me see. You found it? No. Okay, I thought you were scratching about you found it. Aha, here you go, Dad. All right, so skip to the next one. This one here is you can actually remove the reservoir, right? The reservoir for the coolant. I just found out you can actually take that out. I just took it out. So yeah, it's empty. Just got it here. And I emptied it. Here it is, the reservoir. Apparently, the people who take my car apart every so often, they don't put things back in properly. Yeah, I noticed that. So you have situations where you're just kind of like, huh, I gotta talk to them about that. It missing a couple of screws in my car. A couple of screws were loose. Yeah. Alright, well. A couple of screws missing altogether. The last part being that just remove the receiver. I'm still stuck there. I have no clamp. I'm stuck. So, I'm gonna figure out what I need. Let's skip to the next one. Okay. So, my neighbor let me use it. Okay, he let me use it and I was able to get out. So here's the radiator coming out. Let's go back a little bit. Here's the radiator coming out. I want to check it real quick. Oh, I realized I didn't change the cam. Look at okay. Here's the radiator. This is the radiator on the ground. Yeah. This is the radiator on the ground. We took that sucker out. You see this beastie? Alright, so. Alright, let's put the new one in. Alright, so then I go to just kind of. I must admit that it's like one of those things, right? Where you're just like. You're like at the mercy of so many situations. You know? And I just wanted to say, like, I'm really glad to have gotten this straight. This actually was something I did myself. And pretty much almost I had a couple of tools, but for the most part, I did it myself. I did figure out what was wrong. And I felt really good about this. Let me tell you. So now I got to put the radiator back in. So this is like a halfway mark. I'm just gonna take a little break and be like, let me just take a little quick break and be like, okay, rest up for a second, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired. But anyway, I gotta look at some of these tools I'm not using, and let's see how I can like just finish up the hard part. But I'm so glad I got the hard part done. The hard part was to get the radiator out. This is the radiator. That's sucker out. This radiator probably has never been changed. So now I understand why they charge people money. Okay. And the reason why people charge people money because it's like things like this take time. So back in a moment. Thank you. Okay, so we got when the book comes down, you better be ready. When the book comes down. Okay, so what happens right here? I have my gremlins sitting in the car, and so pretty much I am just totally enraptured by the fact I was able to get this. So now, the other part of the equation is where the fun part is. It's trying to get it back in and making sure everything works, reloading all the coolant, all that good stuff. You know, I do a coolant flush, but it really is no need at this point because there ain't no coolant in this part. All coolant, all the reservoirs have been
Everything
emptied.
was drained, man.
So what shall
Everything.
we do now? Is that we shall be in the process of rebuild this bad boy. And how we're going to rebuild this bad boy? By putting all the stuff in that we took out. So first and foremost, the magic of television, we get rid of all these graphics. Make this a little higher, so you can see them. Yep, so right here, this is Arctic 11, and this here is McDonald's. So I have them together because they're polar opposites. You got fire and ice. Because, you know, during the winter time, I had a hard time with the heat, because there was no heat. And now in the summertime, there is no cold. Right? So these are my twin gremlins, equally cute. I've taken both of them all over the place, and they're fun to kind of hang out with. But for the most part, I have to say that I need to get this thing done. To get this thing done, I'm going to have to just go ahead and get this thing done. So let's do this and begin the process of rebuilding the situation. All right, try to get them away.
Magic of television. Watch this. When you hit this button.
Okay, so here.
Oh, I'm still
The
here.
magic of television.
I'm still here.
1, 2, 3. Poof. Gone. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put these gremlins
Out of sight.
into the car.
So
Then we'll start rebuilding this vehicle.
I'm gonna skip ahead because there's so much more to this. But because 1 minute 37 seconds. This is the package. This is the package.
The new radiator. I'm going to open up and let you see. So right here, my sweet wife is going to. This is the new radiator. I'm going to open up right now.
Wow.
Brand new out of the box. Holy, this is really fun. Brand new.
Hmm.
You see right there? Okay, cool. So this is the new radiator. Yes. So.
Tonight, just let this thing play. Just watch the movie.
This is a new one.
Oh my goodness, I'm so entertained.
Oh my gosh.
There's the old one right there.
Yes.
So this is how the frame's gonna go like this. I don't want to damage it anyway.
Yes. Exactly.
First time I shoot.
Put it on top of the cardboard box.
This is the one here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the camera's seeing it, but this is the one here.
Yeah.
This is this. So I'm gonna go put this one into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, a whole bunch of screws.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, cool.
New radiator.
Yeah. New radiator.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, so new radiator to replace the old one. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna skip ahead.
We're gonna put it in now.
Alright, so
So I'm gonna pause.
I'm gonna do some more talking and see how it goes. It's here. This.
Okay, so what we have here is you can see the water underneath. This is the coolant water. I have a little reservoir going to catch it. My
Yeah.
coolant is really gross. It was really kind of red and rusty. I'm wondering if it's the coolant type I use, because I mean I've never seen it like this, and I hope.
You know, I don't think it's advancing. You guys still stuck on the same video from before. I haven't like moved forward yet, so let me see if I can get it to kind of skip ahead. If it does that, maybe there's no signal here. It's a bummer if it's not, because this is such good footage. Anyway, this here, it's kind of stuck. Flip the camera. I see. Oh, okay, here it goes. So, so pretty much I've been working on the stitch. Here's like a little bit more of him, and see, I got his teeth in place. So his teeth are there, and also his tongue, because he has a tongue in the thing. So I might have to just make his teeth a little bit lower. I have to clip it or something, because his teeth have to be able to be clearly seen, you know, because just to make it look like the picture. So you have that. So anyway, so I'm gonna flip it back so you can see the rest of the video. The rest of the video is we're taking apart the radiator. So let's see, the radiator's over there. Right there's the radiator. I'm gonna try and put the radiator back in. So
Some damage to all the other parts. So we had replaced the thermostat. So we replaced the thermostat, which is up here. Replaced that jamming. Then we also replaced the. I should just check in there and see if it's anything. Thermostat. We replaced that. We replaced the spark plugs. We replaced the
air filter.
do you call it? The thing cap?
Radiator cap.
I think it's the radiator cap.
Mhm.
We replaced the water pump, which is down there. Replaced the water pump. We replaced the water pump. We replaced the thermostat. We replaced the spark plugs. We replaced the transmission. The transmission. Right?
I wonder if you guys even hear anything.
We replaced the. Now we're replacing the radiator. So pretty much this car's gotten pretty much
Actually,
a
you go
huge
through the whole thing and not hear
all
anything.
different parts to it. And I'm really glad about this car. And now I've taken out the radiator, the reservoir as well. So let's see if we could just kind of get everything more seated much better, and more tight in terms of keeping it from messing up. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm really excited to put this all back in, but first I'm going to clean up this yucky stuff down here. And through the magic of television, you're going to see all the stuff being removed and cleaned up. So you're going to see how that happens. Oh, that poor washcloth. Well, back it up. Okay, so we're going to use this thank you. We're going to use this washcloth we're going to say goodbye to it because it's never going to be used again. It's never going to see the light of day again. Poor thing. It's going to get, as we use it to clean up.
Car. Here it goes.
Okay, so what I was saying before was that here, you got to have this thing here, or the towel. I'm going to use the towel to clean the mess down there, all the gunk and stuff and all that. And through the magic of television, you're going to see it get clean in T-3, 2, 1. And so here's the magic of television. I was able to clean up a lot more of that yuckiness. So now it's a little bit better. And so I'm going to start rebuilding this thing. We will rebuild. Martyr Town. Who runs Martyr Town? Master Blaster runs Martyr Town. Okay, cool.
Master Blaster around Martyr Town. Alright, so here it goes. Next one.
Okay,
This
so
one
we're going
here
to try
is
and put it all
4
back now.
minutes.
Here's that yucky water.
I'm going to fast forward to this because why? Because that's what you need to hear me putting it. Oh, I'm going to show you as you put it back in. Let's show you that. This is me struggling to put it back in. Yeah, baby.
Got a new thing. Next week we do open heart surgery.
Next week we do open heart surgery. Any volunteers?
Rest on that cushion?
Well, this is almost a week ago now, so just sort of trying to get this all done.
I mean,
I just wanted to show this to you guys because, sometimes
that comes out.
to show you the procedure of how I work through all this stuff, It's actually pretty intense.
Probably comes out too.
Think about it.
Probably you can have.
Being able to actually just work on fixing something that's, fixing something that you didn't know how to fix a minute ago,
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see.
Alright,
That's
so
in there.
there you have that.
Fast forward this. So now it's a matter of connecting the hoses and connecting the next one I have to put in is the back hose and connect that. And then after I connect that, I gotta go ahead and make sure I get the fan in. Let's go ahead and see that. Connect the one at the bottom. You see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the part where you have to kind of like open and clamp, and then from there you gotta clamp it, grab the two pieces together, and then position the hose. See, once you get it there, you gotta position the clamp on the hose. There you go. Right there. That's the position. Okay, tell me you checked it. Tell me you checked it. Yes, you did. That's right. Greg, you checked it. Right. Just remember, you don't get what you inspect, you get what you expect. Wait. You get what you inspect. Let's hit it backwards. Give this thing a coat. Right. Here. That means family. Family means no one gets left.
The hose is in. The next set of hoses. Alright, so let's see how long this is. Oh, almost finished with that one. Okay, next one. So I reconnected the transmission hose. Short videos here. I can actually upload all these. Here. And then the transmission, the intake. This is the output and the intake. See right here? Sure. See right there? That's what my problem was. You see right here? I'm going to rewind just a second. You see right there? You see this? I didn't put the clamp on it right there. And I should have. If I had done that, I would have saved myself some pain. I would have saved myself some pain. Right there. That little thing right there. Not clamping it. I missed it by a backwards sure. But that one, I'm going to reconnect all the little parts that connect to everything. And I'm going to go ahead and connect the condensers back to the condenser back to the fan and the condenser back to the units together. So I'm going to do that in a moment. So let's see how that goes. I'll let you know how that goes in a few. Okay, so then let's see what's happening. This is Hold up. So here we are, and so we put everything back together as it once was. So here all the car parts have now been reassigned back to their thing. I even found a spot to connect the thing back to, so that's also good. Reservoir. Everything's back in its place. Everybody's in. Everybody's solid. Everybody's in. Okay, so I had to add some more water. The only problem I have is right here. See right there. Look at this. See right there? Right here, I forgot to connect that part. That part right there, right there, it's not connected properly. And that part I missed, okay? I missed that part. Add some more water. The only problem I have is right here. When adding the coolant. Hopefully I wouldn't have to add any more coolant to it. Right there. But right here is this. This hose that goes to the reservoir, my friends. What happens is that it's bigger than the hose that's here. So I might have to do like an adjustment of sorts, you know? Or something like that. But what happens, it goes from there to there. And then you have this one here. So everything is back in place. All the lights are in, everything. So we're going to end it with the gremlins. Let's put the gremlins back. Alright. So we have to check and see if they won. Or if they lose. That was a lot of mechanics in this car, actually. A lot of things you have to be able to put back. Things I'm still wondering about if I put it back right. Hope things don't shift in transit.
So put the oil in?
Yeah, we're gonna put the oil in and call it a nite. Yep, so there's that one. Okay, see another one? See, I'm at the point now where I'm thinking that there's a conspiracy with the coolant system. Okay, this part here, what I'm talking about, this part here, let me see, let me flip the camera. And let you just see for a second what I'm saying. Okay, right here, right? So what I got here is this guy here, and you can see he's kind of getting worked on a little bit more. And, you know, just kind of making his head a little bit more stitchy-like. So it's like, Stitch's head is like so round, and then he has a big nose in the front. And that big nose is so important. So I'm just gonna make it better. So here he goes. It's like this kind of getting there, you know. Very scary looking Stitch. Anyway, so what happens is that, right? I started saying to myself that this whole thing with the coolant system, I'm wondering. I have no proof, only my proof in my car, that this thing is they might be putting stuff into the coolant system. I just have this niche. I don't know. I've seen a lot of cars on the side of the road. I've seen cars on fire. But what happens is that I think that what happens is maybe there's something in it that they're putting in there that's kind of messing up the system of cars because they want to end the car system. You know, everybody go to electric. But I'm not sure if electric cars have a coolant system, but they probably should. Probably do. I don't know. I mean, if they have can they do everything with electrical? I mean, if they have no combustion, how does that even work? I have to look into that. That's something I have to look into. How does the electrical system work if you have no combustion to, you know, turn all that engine? That's a lot of energy having to turn that crankshaft to do all the coolant system stuff. And if there's no coolant system, I guess no, to keep the engine cool. I don't know. Yeah, look it up. Okay, so in part, here's the me going back to saying what I was saying before. All right, so keep working on a stitch. Here you go. I'm beginning to wonder if they're actually putting stuff into. I'm gonna put it back again. See, I'm at the point now where I'm thinking that there's a conspiracy with the coolant system. I'm beginning to wonder if they're actually putting stuff into the coolant system that's not supposed to be there to cause the engine to rust. Then again, I could have some other problem that I haven't figured out yet. Maybe I just have to kind of rinse it out. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go to AutoZone. I'm going to go ahead and buy some more coolant, and I'm going to go from there and see how it works. Coolant, drain flush, and then refill. All right, that's what we're going to do. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, so next one, I'm going to go to the next one and see what's up. Okay, everybody, this is me, Greg, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and set my car right here, but it's not right there, but I'm gonna set this is start what the car's gonna be. What we're gonna go ahead and drain it, and then drain it again of all this coolant, so we can actually have pretty much have an opportunity to make sure that it doesn't like clog up again. Because I think whatever I did, I probably mixed the coolants and caused it to clog, and that's one. So I'm trying to see if I can get this coolant just to work out and not be a problem. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do, and so that's kind of where I'm in the midst of that. All right, so let you know how it goes in a little bit. All right. And work on a stitch all day long. Okay, so next one. Okay, so I'm gonna go get the car. All right, so kind of keep an eye on the camera, okay? Okay, so thank you. Okay, good.
I'm going with the yellow jacket.
So here's me driving to go get the car. And I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. There's the car. And here's the car. It's not gonna hit the camera, right? The best supportive family.
Dad, what are you doing? Wrong.
Yeah, it might get. You can kill that cat, or you can't pay anybody anything.
Dad,
Yeah?
if I get killed by snow leopard, I'll pay you $1,000.
Look, if you get killed, you can't do nothing.
And if I
They talked about. Anyway, so here's where it goes. Gremlin choice today will be Sunny. Sunny will be our gremlin. Gremlin on display. So Sunny. He'll be the one draining. So we're gonna help me with the draining. So I'm gonna fast forward through this because it's like I had to go through the procedure. Here's the procedure. This is all the gunky gunk. So we're gonna see if we can knock out and deal with the gunky gunk, and then gonna clean it all up. So here we go. Here we go again. Oh, I gotta take all my rings. This is for people. It's gonna be an easy one to do. Is the drainage. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Say hi to my neighbors. So here goes. I take all my rings. Fast forward. Okay, so what we do is that the system. Well, I wasn't sure. Number two. Honestly, I wasn't sure. Called complete radiator flush and degreaser, and 3-in-1, and so I think it did a good job. I think so. Anyway, so here it goes. Fast forward to the next part. There's a part where I just had it and I just see it? This part was all rusty, the rusty part. And it's like, show you how rusty red it is already. See rusty red already, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit so you can see that. This is the other side, just trying to connect it. I opened it up and started the draining process. Open up the drain and drain out all the coolant and other water. Next thing, the next one is the next drain. There too. There, I had to get the thermostat to check out the thermostat. So here am I disconnecting the thermostat. Go backwards. Here am I disconnecting the hose. Oh, let me show you the progress of where I am with Stitch, by the way. Here goes pause. This is my progress with Stitch. Flip the camera. Okay, so here's my progress with Stitch so far. And so I fixed up his face and attached his teeth to his mouth. So there you have that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and paint him some. But first I gotta do the seal. Once I get it all good, I gotta put his little nose. He has this big nose there from the thing. Give him his nose, and after that we're gonna put the Mod Podge seal on it. So that's what we're gonna have there. Then it's gonna be ready. I'm gonna flip back to the other side. Okay, let's just see back to the video. Back to the video. Here it goes. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, there we go. Same kind of rest. Hey, looking. Huh? There's like a little piece of floor there. You might step in. Watch out. I'm gonna fast forward some more because you know you guys can through all this. This one's about 39 minutes, so let me just go ahead and fast forward through it. So this one here, I can actually upload this to online and you guys can see it. But here I disconnect the distributor hose, for the spark plugs, so I can get to the thermostat. When I get to the thermostat, I get that free. I'll be able to show you all the details of what it looks like. Okay, here's the thermostat. So this is thermostat housing, and here's that. I'll show you. You're gonna see some of the things regarding the thermostat itself. Here's the thermostat itself. Here, I can take the thermostat out. And you can see that. There's the thermostat, covered in gunk. I think my whole system is just like eternal flush. I gotta flush like 40 times per time. Use some water to rinse it, clean it, underside. Gotta fast forward a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead. This is me getting the rinse inside there some. So rinse out completely, comes out to that side, and then rinse in the part, just the cap, regular cap, right? Because it's still kind of really red. I'm gonna go ahead and then take it out. I'm gonna start putting it back in, the pieces back together. So that's me putting the pieces back together. Then I'm gonna go ahead and show you some more stuff with me putting it back together. This is me kind of working on reattaching the radiator, the spark plug housing, kind of the distributor cap, and all the different spark plugs. There it is. I'm connecting that as well. And then you have that where I reconnect the gasket, the cover that covers the thermostat. So there I removed the thermostat. For everybody who's asking about the thermostat, whether I removed it or not, I did the thermostat removal, and then I drained the coolant again. I know I had to put the stop. I had to put. He stole the car. Okay, so what happens that this is pretty much. Yeah, I need to steal it, give it back to the person who took it. Chop chop. So here's this one here. You have that. I had to go and I thought to myself, should I even do this thing? I take it out, and I was like, no, I changed my mind. So I was like, let me not do that. So what I ended up doing, I actually went to go get it, and I changed my mind not to get it. So I did that instead. I closed up all the vents, and I started to add more the coolant back to it. Alright, so let me go and show you adding the coolant to it. Let me show you adding the coolant. This is where I had drained out the coolant. For all of you guys who are wondering what happens to coolant, you have to give it back to AutoZone. Otherwise, you can't go into the municipality. Stop selling drugs. Okay, so anyway, so stop selling drugs. So you have this one here where you are dropping all the coolant into a bucket to bring that bucket to AutoZone. And that's pretty cool because when you do that, you're able to actually get, you feel good about yourself. Yeah, huh? Yep. So right now I'm working on a stitch. So I have this video on the back for those who just joined. For those who Kool-Aid. For those who just joined, here's what I'm doing. I'm working on this right now. I'm working on stitch. I'm working on making a stitch. I have to paint him up and stuff. But this is for a customer, and so he's just in the process of being like finished, and he's just kind of scary and hideous. So there you go. I'm just kind of fixing up his mouth, fixing up his teeth. All right, so I'm gonna do that. But in the meantime, what I'm doing, I'm just showing you kind of behind the scenes of the video that I worked on last couple of days. Just all of my experience of trying to get the car working operational. So there's that. So I'm draining the fluid into the bucket, and that's loads of fun. Let me tell you, it's just loads of fun. So I do that. And the thing is, like you see it filling up. There it is filling up into the thing. That's right. Filling it all up. So I'm gonna skip ahead to the next one. And I'm going to show you some more details. Reattach the battery. Yeah. Grown man playing with toys. You know, it's grown people actually make toys. If you think about it. So, grown people make toys. It's called a business. All right. So there's that. Reattach the battery. Attach the battery. Okay, now I'm pouring all the coolant. This here is called the oh goodness, I forget the name of it again. But this is the radiator flush. So we're gonna pour this. All right, so pour the radiator flush into the radiator. Right. Is it recording? All right, you are recording. So I'm gonna open it. Turn me up. Maybe. More like I got it from a Chinese neighborhood in Nitty. Alright. And I'm gonna do a drive-by. Okay. Speed this up real quick. Here's adding the water. It's supposed to add water until it fills up. So there I go, add the water, and I filled the water right there. So you have that there. It's getting all filled up. All right, tighten up all the stuff there. All right. Okay, here it goes. And then so here we go. I'm gonna start it up, start up the car, and give it a go to. Alright, so I didn't start the car yet. I'm gonna give it a. Alright, that part there to connect. Okay, I found the piece that was missing.
Okay, so I got 36 minutes of rain on this thing. So what I'm going to do in the 36 minutes, I'm going to drain this thing, I'm going to recharge it, and redo it. So what I have here,
Oh, you know what happened
is
between
it.
this and this?
Pretty much I did the coolant thing, and here again with some of the brown stuff, the brown gunky things. That's pretty much still there. So I think I'm going to drain it out and see what comes out. So here's what the water looks like right now with nothing much in it, right? So I can't really tell if it's completely clear. But what I'll do is that I'm just going to go ahead and drain the sucker out, right? I ran it for 20 minutes and it was an hour ago. So now the engine should be cool enough for me to touch it and the water doesn't burn me or anything like that, right? So we're going to put it in, we're going to put the orange coolant after this, okay? So we're going to drain it out, let the water run through it a little bit, we're going to drain it out, drain it out.
Fast forward that. Okay. Drain the coolant. Drain it out. I can together with all the coolant and stuff. And go ahead and put it into the next one again. Fast forward to drain out that one. Refill it up again so it can actually clean it out again. And did that. Ran the system. Oh, here's what it sounds like. Here's what my car sounds like. Let me turn it on. Okay, start up. Here it goes.
Drained it all out, I put the water in it now. This water. No, it ain't free yet. I gotta have a little drain. Drain it a couple times.
Alright, so I have the water going through the system cooling.
Drain it inside. I think you took it on Sunday.
Goes here. Okay, the next one.
Alright, so we drain out the next flow.
Drain to that again. Okay, here it goes. This is just water. It's just water through the system.
Drain that.
So you're gonna put antifreeze.
Yeah, now anything.
How much you gonna put in there?
All of it. I have 2 containers.
Is this full?
It's just
We got new antifreeze. We're gonna try some new antifreeze today. We'll try orange. Let's see how that works out.
It's like the moment of truth right here, by
It's
the way.
actually yelling. Great.
And fast forward a little bit. It's like 7 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. And then I have another one. I added another container full. Then after I got it to the point where it's just like that. It started bubbling shit. I just left it a little more. See all the fact that there's some bubbles coming out of it. There you go there. Alright, so let's go. Fast forward. Let's go fast forward. So you see it bubbling. Up a lot. starts. So the fan. This is the car functioning.
Alright, that should be it.
I open up the hear the rattling sound.
Alright, so let's see what it looks like inside. Go for a walk inside, see what it looks like.
So we have. So we have. Nice even keel. Hold and steady. Hold and steady. Hold and steady. Hold and steady. Alright, we're gonna do, we're gonna clean up our mess. Get this place ready. Alright, let's see what happens. We'll come back to that. Hold and steady. Okay, so now back to the this last picture. I'm going to end the dashboard and on the video. At that point, I'm going to continue showing you when I'm working on the stitch. This nose is so hard to work on. Alright, I'm going to do another coat of Mod Podge. So this one here is 5 minutes. I'm going to fast forward. Just let you see how it's working. As you can see, it's working pretty well. See, water's trying to bubble out. That's the fan sound. You hear that? The fans come on. That's the fans. The fans came on. Yep, there you have it. So it's actually functioning, I think. So, okay.
I'm not sure exactly. Alright.
So inside, temperature's the same.
Been running for
Yeah,
about
this
5
last,
minutes.
just holding. That was the last of it. Okay, now afterwards I went to go drive, and after I went driving, I came across the same overheating situation again. So this is pretty much, I was able to show you all the procedures of how we did the put together of how it works. So this here is almost a finished stitch. I gotta do some more details to him to make him look less scary. Right now it's kind of a wolf monster, like Anubis or something. But I'm gonna finish him up. He's gonna be all done. Okay. So what's gonna happen with that? He's gonna get I'm gonna give him his paint and finish him up there. As for my car, tomorrow I'm gonna take him to the shop and look at it and see what happens. It was overheating again, and so overheated yesterday when I went driving, and I had to stop and bring it back home. But for the most part, though, it was one of those things where I look back and I say to myself that I'm glad I was for the experience, because the experience taught me a lot, and I was able to learn a tremendous amount of details. So the next thing I was going to do is just kind of take it to the shop and find out what I missed, right? Just kind of a little bit of humble pie, because you know what? I got a little further than if I didn't even try, right? So now I understand the whole mechanism, how it worked. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to solve the problem like I'd like to. I did everything I possibly and I knew to do, but now there's more stuff that needs to be done that I just need to consult an expert and have them work on it. All right, or just kind of give me some advice about that. So that's kind of my whole take on that. I just wanted to say that. I'm not finished with him yet, but I will be. So you can see the finished work on my Instagram when I'm done with that, and I'm gonna give it to the person who owns it now. All right, so this stitch is kind of like there. Again, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for all the comments I had on my chat today. That was really good. A lot of interactions. And so pretty much just kind of, if you'd like to give a super chat, feel free. If you would like to, support us anyway, please like and subscribe to our channel. There's more in store to come next and see what we can do. But for the most part, though, this is me just kind of showing you the steps of what we try to do in order to fix the car. So peace and God bless. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best. Please like and subscribe, and have a good night. Oh, and let me give you a verse. That's a good point. A verse. I was thinking about all the time about how Jesus was asleep in a boat, and there's a part where Jesus said they were afraid that he was asleep while they were going to be perishing. He says, "Lord, don't you care that we're perishing?" And Jesus woke up and he rebuked the wind and the waves. He spoke to the waves. He rebuked the waves, or he spoke to the wind. or he spoke to the wind and rebuked the waves, and he said to them, "O ye of little faith," you know. And he said, "Who is this man that even the wind and the waves obey him?" You know. But the thing is, he called him little faith, and he was asleep in the boat during the problem. And it's like we really should trust God. And so the thing is, like, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean on to your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your path. So I'm going to be done with this guy soon. And then when I'm done with him, you're going to see how cool he is. But I'm also going to be done with the car. The car's going to get done too as well. All right, so just going to touch base with you and let you know how things are going. Thank you so much for watching my shows tonight. And God bless you. Deuces.